Good day, all. Happy Monday to you. And I want to discuss today, among other things, some important and critical, well, I say critical, not to criticize, but to apply critical as is important thinking. I want to talk about, again, you. I want to talk to you about the way you think, and what you find yourself lured into. I know you. I know your predispositions. I know your predilections. I know your proclivities. I know what you are, what you tend to do. I understand this. It's who you are, and it's the beautiful part about who you are, and it's the basis of your excitement, your interest, your verve, whatever the particular phrase is. It's a part of who you are. We're going to be talking about this, the latest iteration, the latest aspect of the, dare I say, the Twitter drop, whatever, how you are being duped, fooled, lured, not viciously, not necessarily diabolically, but it's true. Because you have to understand your penchant. You have to understand why you are the way you are. If you are, or have been, or in the midst of, maybe somebody you know is in the middle of an addiction, somebody who tries to tackle this must understand first that they have to stay away from certain substances and places and conditions and stressors, but they have to understand what is it that makes them lured into this? What is it? What is it about you? And when you understand this, and when you know what to look for in yourself, then you become really awakened versus woke. Once you understand also how people are luring you, they're spiking your drinks. They know what you are prone to do, where you are prone to go. This is far more complicated. There are people who enjoy positions now as social media titans who want to play upon your addictions, and they tell you things you want to hear in order to lure you in. You love intrigue. You love code. You love semiotics, symbology. You like hidden meanings. You love intel. Intel is your thing. You love nomenclature, slogans, the sobriquet, the argot or argot, depending on where you're from, the dictionary, the phraseology, the terms. You want to know normies and white hats, and you love it. You love feeling like you're in the middle of a drop, from WikiLeaks to the drops. It's almost like you're a part of like you're in some Le Carré novel. You're in the park and there's a drop. Whittaker Chambers in The Pumpkin, Alger Hiss. There's a drop. And Barry Weiss is your contact. She has been given the information from Matt Taibbi, who's one of us, one of our agents, who's been entrusted with the information given to us by the head of control, the head of this like get smart. The head of the organization, Elon Musk, the great Elon Musk, the divine savior coming down on the gold-winged horse. This Promethean figure here to save you. He's everything. This is a cult. In a nice way, it's right around, what's the thing about a cult? It centers around a charismatic leader. You have to have that. Charismatic leaders? No. leader. Cults can be good. The behaviors are the good. Is good. He is this person who has lured you. You are just so happy. He's going to do it, and he's playing you beautifully. I'm not saying this in a bad way. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. But you've got to step back. The people who always hurt you in your life are your friends. The people who betray you are your friends. The people who betray you are the ones who are close to you. Like in the mob. The mob, there's a rule. If somebody's going to take you out, if you're going to get whacked, it's going to be by somebody you trust. Not by the bad guys, but somebody internally. That's who you would ever lure in. Keep your friends close and yeah. So we're going to be talking about this. And also the latest developments, what it means, what it doesn't mean, and how, if we have time, the story of stories that nobody will touch or understand or grasp is Lockerbie. Oh my God. Give me 5 minutes to tell you this story. Or have you even researched it? What? But who was the target? Gaddafi. Oh, say no more. Lovable enemy. That crazy guy, he's crazy. Only man whose name is spelled with a G, a Q, a K, and 30 different spellings within that one. Very interesting. You notice how words changed. Peking became Beijing. Mao Zedong, Qatar. All of a sudden we just... Why does retweet sound like retreat? Does that mean anything? No. But you'll like it because you love symbols. You love everything to you. There's a reason for it. You believe in fate. You believe in the heavens. You believe that we were meant to be. You will take the ordinary and ascribe and attach to it the most intricate of meaning, and this is what it means. And you see my dog, his tail's going like that. He loves me. Love? Yes. Love? Oh no, he loves me. See, he's laughing. Forget anthropomorphic. This is even more than that. It's who you are. Look. See that cloud? Doesn't that cloud look like a clown to you? Rorschach. You read into things, patterns, trends. You always try to assign order to everything. Everything. Nothing is random to you. Nothing. In fact, that's your favorite saying. Nothing is by accident. Nothing is random. Really? I know how to play you perfectly because I know your idiosyncrasies. I know how to play you because I know what you want. I know what you want to hear. And if I know it, they know it. And they know it. Everybody's trying to figure out how to sell. How to get you on board. Everything. I want you to stop right now. Stop for a second. Let me tell you right off the bat, more importantly, first of all, I want you to know, I want to see you. This is a command performance. This time, I command you. I want to see you on January 14th at the Cutting Room in New York City. For reasons I shan't, well, I think I know why. You have been told that for some reason this is some kind of a crime hellscape. That this is the... And meanwhile, I'm walking around down the street with so many people, I can't even believe it. They didn't get the memo. On January the 14th, we have the greatest assemblage. It's me, yes, of course, but it's also the audience. This isn't a Louis C.K. I mean, I don't know why I picked his name up, but this is not that. This is a group of like-minded. This is almost like a meeting. It's like Mensa for the truly awake. Not woke, the awake. So here we go right now. There's my link. January 14th, I want you to be there. Be there. Get tickets now because, as you know, there are limitations to size. You know, no masks, no nothing, no cards, no, just come on in. And it is life-affirming. And I promise you, you will never see a performance like that ever because nobody else is doing this. Nobody can do it. That's number one. Number two, as I've told you before repeatedly, when it comes to preparedness, for some reason, and I will never understand this, somebody a long time ago said, "Hey, let's make emergency food preparation caution sound crazy." Okay, I never got that memo, because as the world gets more dangerous with every passing day, it's time for you and your family to prepare for severe food shortages. That's why My Patriot Supply is going the extra mile to make their emergency food as affordable as possible. How do you ask? How? They're taking $250 off their 3-month emergency food kit, which is the minimum your family should have. Now, this kit provides delicious, easy-to-make breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, and snacks for one person for 3 solid, continuous months. Get one for each member of your family while you're able to save $250 during this timely sale, which ends soon. Remember, My Patriot Supply is the nation's largest preparedness company with millions of families already protected. These 3-month food kits are in stock and ready to go now. Your order ships fast and free and arrives in unmarked boxes for your privacy. So go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel, Lionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. Those who know what's coming are using today to prepare. Are you? That's the question. Preparewithlionel.com. Let's jump into the fray. First, in no particular order, let me tell you, as I've said before, the only thing you should be worried about or thinking about regarding Twitter and the Twitter files is there appropriate action? Is there state action? Did the government conspire with or actually work with a social media platform in order to shadow ban, to limit, to shelve, to stovepipe, to whatever you want to call it, the free speech protections of these people? If there is, that's civil rights, constitutional, it is huge. Maybe not criminal per se. Maybe, but it's you don't need criminal to shut things down. That's the issue. Now, number one, they know a couple of things. And let me explain this to you. Number one, if I were to be hired by the enemy, so to speak, if the shadow government were to hire me and say, you know how these people think, what should we do? First, make them think that they've always just discovered something. Something's been around forever. Doesn't matter. Make them think they created it, that they're the only ones who know this. Give you an example. As usual, I will never understand why people send me the most stupid, uninteresting, unimportant, unimaginably boring videos. There's one going around, I'm not going to mention who, of supposedly an author who has decoded the Epstein case, making connections with blackmail, the mob, CIA, Intel, OSS, and people are just not quelling, but they're beside themselves. If you've seen this, I insist. And people will email me and will say this, I know you say you don't want to read these things, but this is different. You've got to see this. Doctor or whoever it is. I'm thinking, you're kidding me. And the latest one is, it's already known. It's already there. It's not even a limited hangout. We'll get to that in a moment. We know this. I know this. No. You don't understand. It's about blackmail. Yes. No. You don't understand. You see, Epstein was working. Yes. No. Les Wexner. Yes. Where have you been? What are you talking about? What's going on here? Oh, no. It's this thing that you love this. And you got to get away from this. You got to ask, what am I knowing here? The worst thing in the world is the limited hangout. I keep saying this. The Pentagon Papers, these redacted and these corny things that were... Ellsberg, the hero. Are you kidding me? You know how you knew it was? Do you know how you know it wasn't? Well, put it this way. How it wasn't legit? When corporate media news are demanding its release. That's interesting, isn't it? Yes. Now, the rules are a little bit different. What do I mean? When the New York Times, the Washington Post, Boston Herald are meeting and going to the Supreme Court and saying, you must let him release this. Oh, corporate media want this released? Yeah. Hello? That's it. No. This is Ellsberg. This is Pentagon Paper. Uh-huh. Really? Now, did corporate media want WikiLeaks released? No. No. What does that tell you? Does corporate media want Snowden stuff released? No. Now, I don't have to tell you this again, but I think I'm going to have to tell you again. You're being played as a chump. That's number one. Now, today the rules are a little different. A little different. You see, we change them every now and then. We kind of change the rules. And the rules change like this. When I grew up in my generation, we had 3 networks. Basically, that was it. And we had newspapers in the morning, and then we had the maybe an afternoon edition, and that was it. So you would go from the morning, and then you would maybe get an afternoon paper. Maybe. There was no breaking news. There was no CNN, no nothing. When I first started in talk radio in news, we had the wires. We actually had wires, like this, it was paper, and then it was, online. And that's why you wanted to do morning drive radio, because you were the first one to get this news, because there was no new news until later on. When I did OJ commentary and got the highest ratings, I don't know about now. Now it's hard to tell what ratings, but at the time, highest ratings ever at WABC, ever, morning drive, ever. 2 books in a row, and after that, it was OJ in the morning, and that was it. And then later on, it was like, yeah, there were some updates, but it really wasn't. The internet there was no internet. So now you're saturated with news. Now you don't know. It's brilliant. You've got so much information, you don't know what to. There's no editing. You don't know what it is. And a lot of people don't understand this, but good guys and bad guys basically sit back and say, let them talk. There's so much. Go ahead. It is so loud. It's like if you imagine somebody in a big room, one person, sitting with you, saying, I'm going to tell you what you've wanted to know about whatever. The meaning of life. Then all of a sudden, as I'm telling you this, and you're learning it, all of a sudden the room starts filling up with other people. And they're saying the same thing. And pretty soon you can't hear me anymore, because everybody else is saying this. And it loses importance because everybody's saying it. It's the truth, but it's cacophonous. It's loud. It's opprobrious. It's uncomfortable. You don't like it anymore. You say, well, I don't know. And it's lost. That's where you are right now. I would tell the shadow government, let me explain something to you. They will work, they work in a flock herd mentality. A lot of people do. Now, to be fair, so you don't think I'm being mean, as far as the left goes, you're a cat chasing a laser light. They're a goldfish in a bowl. Just nothing. There is no insatiable curiosity. I know this sounds extremely over generalized, but it's true. There is no insatiable curiosity from the left. They're not saying, we're going to get to the bottom of this. They will beat a dead horse. January 6th. Remember the emoluments case against Trump? Of course not. Impeachment. They beat a dead horse. They don't need to know, like, well, what's the truth behind this? You're in a different category. They're not like you. So they're just easily pacified. Put it in a bowl. Here's a fish. Put them in a bowl. There you go. No need for seaweed. No need for the diver. The little treasure chest with the air. Or maybe the air, but that's about it. Feed it and leave it alone. That's the left. And I'm using these overly general terms just for shorthand purposes. They're over there. They don't care. Now they talk about stuff. But you, no, you're different. You're indefatigable. You've got to know the truth. And what's interesting is that I can tell you things, the same thing, over and over again. But as long as I phrase it differently, you'll go crazy. Now, as I said, you work in flocks. This is Gustave Le Bon. This is ochlocracies, mob, crowds, herds, schools. You're like those birds, those murmurations of starlings that fly. You think, wow, how do they do that? That's you. And you can only do one thing at a time. There's only one flock at a time, one direction. You can't multitask. Sorry, you can't. You cannot do this. It's all or nothing. There's nothing serial about you. You're not a serial, not killer, but you're not you just don't do this. You're one at a time. You're very, very loyal to a subject. And right now, your thing is that you think that you have the Holy Grail here. And did you hear the latest? No, what? Michelle Obama may have met with the FBI or whatever, and may have insisted, Michelle Obama, that Trump stay off the Twitter platform. There you have it. I knew it. What does it mean? Nothing. She's a private citizen, so what? I don't know. Does it mean anything? No. No, you don't understand. Yoel Roth, that's the guy. Or Yoel, I don't know. This is the one. He is, don't tell me, writes some pretty terrible stuff. Kids or whatever it is, that it? Yeah, okay. Gee, there's something new. What else? Well, here he is. Okay. Now let me ask you something. Do you think this PhD student knew that this would one day be found? Is he stupid or did he not care? Is he stupid or did he not care? Do you think he's stupid? Do you think he says, I really shouldn't be writing this? Or did he live in such a bubble at the time where we figured we can do whatever we want? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. He says, okay, yeah, I wrote that. Not against the law. No, but you're biased. Okay. New York Times is biased. Well, I knew that. Fox News is biased. OAN is biased. Breitbart is biased. Newsmax is biased. What? No. You're really biased. You kept him off. Okay, so what? You can't do that. Who says I can't do that? You can't keep President Trump off this because of what he said. The hell I can't. I can do whatever I want. He was providing misinformation. Wait a minute, don't give me that misinformation. Yes, he was. What are you going to do about it? We're going to have oh, by the way, stop. Congressional hearing? Kevin McCarthy? Read about Kevin McCarthy. Read what he thought about disinformation. He hates Trump more than anybody. Trump was a disaster for the GOP. They couldn't stand him. Is Kevin McCarthy talking about this? No. Is he talking about state action? No. Nothing. So going back to what I said. So you think Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama is so happy. Honey, look, you're in the paper. I keep saying in the paper. I'm dating myself. But you're trending. What are they saying? They said that you had Trump taken off of Twitter because of whatever it is. They're saying that they did it because of me. Well, not really, but there's, okay, I'll take it. And you're running with that. You are running with that. You think that's the biggest news? We knew this. We knew this. Now, let's talk about, pick the one you want. Who's your big? Jack Dorsey? Did you see Jonathan Turley? Oh, poor John. Doesn't Jonathan Turley always look like he's going to cry? What's the matter, John? Nothing. There are some looks I love. Tucker Carlson listening to us to a question. It's just my favorite expression. It's like a painful Bezor passing some Valsalva maneuver. Look it up. And Jonathan Turley. What's the matter, John? Nothing. Well, a lot of people think that maybe there might be a question of perjury on the part of... You okay, Jonathan? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right. He always looks like he's going to cry. He's so sad. He's so sad. What's the matter? Buck up there, kiddo. You'll be okay. Well, maybe Jack Dorsey might be, I don't know, indicted for what? Don't tell me for lying to Congress. What? What? Don't tell me he's going to be indicted for lying to Congress. Well, Roger Stone. Don't bring up Roger Stone. It's different. Are you kidding me? Major League Baseball? Anybody indicted there? Nope. Remember Mark McGuire's best statement ever in the history of Congress? In the history. Mr. McGuire, do we have to talk about this? I'm here to talk about going forward. Do we have to talk about the past? Yes, because testimony necessarily involves talking about the past. I'm not asking you to testify under oath to talk about the future or what you're doing right now. I can see that. Everything by nature is the past. Do we have to talk about... Yes! Quit asking us that. Anybody there? Palmiero? Nope. Consejo? Nope. Sammy Sosa? Nope. Nobody indicted. Nobody. How about the tobacco executives? Remember that one? Is nicotine an addictive substance? No. Do you have any information that nicotine is a addictive substance? No. Do you swear? Absolutely. Anybody indicted? Nope. Half the people in Congress are lying constantly. Not only that, somebody tells me there's no way that Jack Dorsey is going to do anything unless he has complete and total protection via immunity or otherwise before I cooperate with Elon Musk. I'm not going to turn over anything. You notice how he was always out of town. Well, he was in French Polynesia at the time of the STGGG. Did you hear this new... This is the big deal. There's this undercovered by Barry Weiss. The Lois Lane of reporters, Barry Weiss. I'll get to the bottom of this. It was called the... Let me go back here. Hang on a minute. Here we go. Just a minute. Okay. I want to read this to you. I want you to make a note of this. Oh, the SRT-GET, the Strategic Response Team Global Escalation Team. SRT-GET. SRET-GET. Sounds like Shin Bet SR-GET. Don't jump to conclusions. Operated, as Barry Weiss described, as, quote, a level beyond official ticketing, beyond the rank and file moderators following the company's policy on paper. Dorsey claimed, I didn't know anything about it. I don't know. I was in French Polynesia. I look like Fred Ziffel. I'm walking around here. I don't know anything. I'm out of the picture. I don't know anything. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that one. State your name for the record. State my name, Yoel Roth. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Is it Yoel? Y-O-E-L? Like Joel, maybe Yoel. Yoel Roth. Is that it? Okay. State your name. And what did you do for Twitter, sir? What did you do? I'm a PhD, and I am, let me see, I am an executive in charge of trust and safety. Always get a good name Trust. I'm a prefect of discipline. I am a vanguard of honesty. Thank you very much. And did you meet, sir, with the FBI? Yes, I did. On how many occasions? Many occasions. And did you ever discuss Twitter policy with the FBI? Yes, I did. And not only the FBI, but the president, Michelle Obama, the DNI, the CIA, the NSA, the PGA, the MLB, and the NBA. I discussed it with everyone. Why? Because first and foremost, in my capacity as health and safety crossing guard, whatever I am, I want to make sure that the information that we put out is correct. It's not misinformation, disinformation, data information, or any kind of information that is not 100% the truth. I don't want to put information that could kill, that could hurt, that could maim, that could direct. Because we at Twitter, we owe a duty to not only our customers and patrons and users, but to the world, to make sure that we in no way are responsible for letting any information out. Sarah, did you ever shadow ban? Yes, absolutely. You did? Mm-hmm. Is that against the law? Well, no, it's not. I did it. Certainly I did. Did you ever artificially inflate the numbers? See, that's the issue. Did you automatically ever inflate the numbers of somebody you wanted to promote? Absolutely. Certainly. Congressman, may I ask you a question? Do you ever go to a store? Yes. You see how sometimes you ever notice how they put the different food stuff in the label? The stuff at the bottom doesn't sell, but they always put at eye level the stuff that's really good. The Cheetos and the, Milano cookies and Pepperidge Farm, the stuff that sell, put that eye level. That's exactly right. I'm a marketer. This is publicly held, but it's a private information. I'm not a part of the government. I can do whatever I want. But did you meet with the government? Yes, I did. And did you ever change anything at the behest, at the order of the government? Never. Next witness. Anything else? And what you do is you admit it. Absolutely. What? Sure. Remember when Vince McMahon... You don't remember this. Maybe you don't. When Vince McMahon, I think he was trying to get into New Jersey, if I recall correctly, and WWF at the time, until they lost out to that Panda organization, and became WWE. Vince McMahon, they were trying to make Vince McMahon be a part of the state sports authority, and you have to pay insurance and almost like a union thing. And Vince McMahon said, wait a minute. We're not a sport. This is entertainment. What? Wrestling is not a sport. This is sports entertainment. Are the matches choreographed? Yes. What? Yes. Are the matches, you mean they're fixed? They're not fixed. Is a play fixed? Is a performance fixed? No. Magic is fair. What do you mean fixed? But are the outcomes determined? Yes. And he admitted it. You know what happened to wrestling? They didn't care. Magic's fixed. Plays aren't real. CGI isn't real. So what Roth and others are going to do, if they're stupid enough to be called to Congress, they're going to say, of course I did. Yeah. It just, what are you going to have, an aha moment? You're going to give what, Barry Weiss and Jimmy Olsen? You're going to give her? Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, the Cub reporters, you're going to give them what, more information? You didn't, did you? Is there anybody here who did not know that Trump was knocked off because he was Trump? Did you not know this? Let me get this straight. Seriously. You wanted what, news? You wanted news. He was knocked off. Let me remind you of this. Listen carefully to me. He was knocked off of Twitter. Right? Right. Why? Because he's Trump. You needed Barry Weiss to tell you that? No, but I want to see the files because you're intel. You love this stuff. You want to see. No, I want to see the actual numbers. I want to see. Give me a code or something. Let me speak in some kind of a code. Is there a name for this? Well, it's a drop. No, drop. How about an intel? How about that? We'll call that a proxy. Whatever. This is a limited hangout. If you want to know a code, that's the best. Give people information, just a little bit of the information, and let them think that's all there is. And you're excluding 90%, which is the important part. That's what's happening. And Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane do not know that. They're not going to tell you that. Don't you think Glenn Greenwald is saying, why not me? Okay. Good Judd song, by the way. Let's go back to Jonathan Turley. Jonathan, yeah. You're a smart guy. I like him. Okay. Take it easy, Jonathan. Don't cry. You know they're not going to get anybody for perjury. Why? Why? Because I'm a contributor to Fox. I'm making more from that than anything I'm doing here. I'm not going to blow that cake. They want me to say something interesting. So I say something interesting. It's not a lie. It's impossible. It's not going to happen, but, whatever. That's it. Now let me ask you a question. What's happening to the other platforms? What's happening? The other social media platforms. Maybe the one you're watching. Anybody mention them? No? What's Zuckerberg doing? Anybody? Are there any whistleblowers for Facebook? Is Elon taking one for the team? Wait a minute. Is Elon taking one for the team? Is Elon saying, all right, I'll be the sacrificial lamb? You know why? Because I love this stuff. Zuckerberg doesn't really want to be. You can tell. This guy he is on spectra. He is everywhere, anywhere but here. And that little thing on Joe Rogan, you think that was an accident? Is he? Now again, do you think he's maybe trying to send you, hey, listen, I'm really a good guy. I'm really a good guy. I want you to know something. I'm on Joe Rogan, and I'm telling you about the FBI. Do something with it. Come on. Remember the old movies where there'd be the kid never goes, okay, listen, sweetheart, one time it was Alan Hale Jr. It was the skipper. He was playing an escapee. It's like, oh my God. And there was a woman, like Joan Blondell or something. She was, at home, and here comes this escapee. Listen, sister, better watch what you say. Ding dong. Who is it? It's the police. Okay, sister, don't let him in, but watch what you say. I'm right behind you. And she opens the door a little bit, and there's the chain on the door. And he's behind her, with a gun. And there's the cop. And the cop says, everything okay, ma'am? And she says, yes. And she's trying. She gives as many signals. She can't. Watch it, sister. Everything's okay. Sure. She's doing a Jeremiah Denton, the Morse code with the eyes. I'm being tortured. There's a man behind me. I'm not saying it as a matter of fact, but is that Zuckerberg? Is he doing this? Why was he on Joe Rogan? And he said, and the FBI came. Why do you tell Joe Rogan? By the way, the most popular, probably most important media person there is. For now. Absolutely. Now, do you understand this? Do you understand what's happening? Do you grasp this? Do you see what's happening? Do you see this beautiful? I don't know. I'm like you. But all of a sudden we're just on this. But Zuckerberg's not involved in this. Google's not involved. YouTube's not involved. Nobody's. We're talking just about Twitter. Just about Twitter. That's it. And then the greatest story is, I love this. This is called habituation. When you wear something, a watch, a ring, something, and you first put it on, you notice it. It's clunky. But then you become aware of it. And then you habituate to it. Then the novel stimulus is not novel anymore. And it doesn't register anymore. You just kind of, okay. How many stories are you going to hear regarding drag queen dances, either in schools, in front of children, in libraries, or libraries, as some people say? How many stories do you need? The guy who steals the stuff from the luggage carousel, he's the non-binary, whatever it is. How many stories, how many do you want to hear? And can you believe this? We've habituated to that. We can't feel those anymore. And that's another beautiful aspect about the saturation aspect of social media, because they bombard you with this. They bombard you to the point where you just don't even react anymore. It's like, okay. Now the good stuff. 50th anniversary since the Club of Rome. 50th anniversary. Club of Rome, Klaus Schwab, World Economic Forum. Ta-da. Not a clue. Boring. It's not boring. October, the centenary of the March on Rome. Fascist, the fascisti, Mussolini. 100 years. What was that? Statism, corporatocracy. Granted, it can be a totalitarian aspect as well. Nobody mentions it. Lockerbie. Huge. The story is so far-fetched. It's a shirt that was wrapped around the bomb, that was apparently placed in a suitcase, which detonated, I don't know how many thousands of feet up, blew up, landed. Somebody picked this up and said, hey, this is the shirt. Went to a haberdasher in Malta, wherever it was, said, do you recognize this? I most certainly do. That shirt, I sold it here, yes. And do you remember who you sold it to? Wait a minute. His name is Maghreb, blah. That's the guy. Who is he? Libyan. What was Gaddafi doing? I want to sell oil. Do you know what Gaddafi wanted to do at the time? Ready for this? Are you ready for this? And he was a squirrely. Wasn't crazy, but, and by the way, loved by his people. His son was trying to pitch a movie about him. He wanted to be like this grandiose, this man of this Bedouin, Saladin, whatever that was. He's just, so this guy takes the heat. Who is prime suspect number one? Iran. Why? Because of the Vincennes. We knocked that Airbus out. At LionelMedia.com. At LionelMedia.com. I just did one. I've been talking about this forever. This is something that nobody wants to talk about here. Nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about. Nobody. No matter how many times I try my best to bring it to people's attention, nothing. I went to a party the other day. You're not going to believe this. Maybe you will believe it. There's the link, by the way, if you're interested in the channel. It's good, by the way. I was at a party the other day, and it was for individuals who were at a majority of them were at a major news network. You would know. That's all I'm going to say. And we're talking. And I'm talking about, now they're in the news network. If you went to ESPN, if you went to WFAN, there are people who work there who know about sports. They're in sports. They hear about it. They know about trades. They know about Tom Brady. They know about everything. Because they're in sports. Sports people know their craft. News people know nothing. I'm going through this stuff. They have no idea what I'm talking about. Lockerbie. Oh, yeah, that's. I said, did you ever question that? No. Why not? Why? Because why? It's a conspiracy theory. Even though there was a conspiracy that involved the Libyan connection, it was a conspiracy. They mean the pejorative conspiracy theory. It's the greatest story ever. It's unbelievable. Nothing. Did you hear about what's coming on? How about this, honey people? How many people are coming over the border until some feature ends? 1,500 people. 1,500 people on the border. Unbelievable. It's one huge swath. Escorted by Mexican police and the cartels wearing wrist. It's there. Nobody's talking about that. Kevin McCarthy's not talking about that. GOP's not talking about that. Shh. The fix is in, baby. Come on. But all I know is, I like that little cat laser. Come on, kitty. Over here. You're just going nuts over the Twitter thing. You think this Twitter thing... And my favorite is when some bold conservative pundit says, and it's time that the organized media be called out why they haven't reported on this. Oh, please. How naive can you get? And naive is the name of the game. The name of the game. It's beautiful. By the way, I'm looking at Twitter. I just don't fit in. I don't fit in. Look at these stories. Look at the March on Rome, Club on Rome. Here we go. This story. The Twitter files. The corporate media ignores the biggest story. This is not the biggest story. Biden cuts deportations of illegal aliens by more than 90%. Do you know how many people around the country in various cities, all over the country, they're taking hotels that really weren't doing that well, and they're putting all these people in, and nobody's saying anything. It's just unbelievable. It's I don't know what the analogy is. You know, while there's sirens outside or something, they're serving us ice cream, and we're just, this is great. Do you see what's going on here? No. This is fun. I love this. This is great. And then we have these phony child activists who came out of nowhere all of a sudden. I'm standing up for the child. Really? Really? Oh, yes. And who are you again? Well, I'm for the child. Do you want to talk about what? The number one, let me tell you this. I saw this yesterday. We went to a Christmas, it was very nice. A Christmas thing last night. And there was this little kid. And I was saying, look what he's doing. And somebody said, oh yeah, the guy said, no, he had like an old Game Boy. He was actually doing something. He was playing. It was eye coordination. It was something. I said, this was great. As opposed to this, where you just look at it. This is the most important issue of a lifetime. This is it. This is it. I cannot tell you, dear friends, I cannot tell you enough how this matters. I cannot possibly tell you anymore. Let me just say this. This was interaction. This was strategy. This was something. If you want to get number one, stop right there. Digital safety is it. And you're never going to hear anybody on a social media platform talk about digital safety. Never. It's never going to happen. Do you understand this? Yes. This is what lures people in. This is what does it. This. I can't, I'm pointing to my mouse. You don't understand. When you, well, we'll get to this one day. I can't talk about it here because nobody wants to hear about it. Do you know that, this is interesting. We were at an event one night, and Mrs. L was about to, I think I told you this, was about to speak for these people. And she was just introducing herself. And the head of this said, don't scare them. This is how we are. This is our anathema. Or the truth is anathema to us. We don't want that. Now let me stop right now and say something. And I think I'm the only person saying this because I listen to other people do spots for this man. But I have a real soft spot in my heart for Mike Lindell. I'm sorry, I do. I'm not gonna apologize to you, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. Whenever somebody tries to do something good and is trying to make a living and trying to do something, you know, whether it's these people who are trying to, they bake cakes, this guy or somebody who is just a business owner, just wants to get ahead, wants to do the right thing. I just have a heart. I love anything that's not a chain, anything that's not anytime I can help individuals. Well, Mike Lindell has been so, you talk about, I mean, just shadow bans for daring just to just opine. And he has this wonderful company called MyPillow, and MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel, and it's just simply, it's exquisite. And he is mocked, and he's derided, and he is treated like dirt. And in the meantime, I beg you, I implore you, I entreat, I beseech, I importune you to go to mypillow.com and look. Just spend a minute. Peruse, scan the items that are available for your immediate purchase. I say this with all due respect because I respect you. And we have to stick together. And make sure you use the promo code Lionel. Why? Because I want to make sure that we get the credit. Anybody who has helped us, we're going to help back. And if you have a phone, you insist upon a phone, you can call 800-645-4965. I mean this when I say it. You know, Mrs. L and I yesterday, we happened to be at a wonderful event. A dear friend of ours has a business, and he decided to invite Baroque singers, and I'm listening to Christmas, and I thought to myself, this is so, it's not just American, but it was so nice to hear somebody actually hearing Christmas, because I'm seeing a paucity, a de minimis amount of trees, Christmas trees, celebration, lights, in stores. I see a degradation. And remember, honey, when we would say, oh my God, they're starting with the Christmas. It's not even Halloween yet. Now, nothing. It's nothing. I'm missing it now. When we're driving in the car, the Yugo, it's a stretch, by the way, I put on the transistor to hear, various music, SM or whatever it's called. And we're hearing the Hallmark Channel and the whatever. And I love this stuff. And it's about tradition. It's about tradition. It's about who we are. And there's a concerted effort to liquidate and to destroy tradition. I'm not the biggest Christmas person per se. I am completely irreligious. I don't care about that. It's tradition. It's like if they took away birthday parties. I'm not a birthdayist, but it's another example of they're trying to destroy who we are and what we are. That's it. If I went to your country, I'm going to say, tell me what it is you do. If I'm in France, what does a Frenchman do? Tell me what you do. What do you eat? Tell me your traditions. How do you sing happy birthday? I want to know what you do. We're losing our traditions. That's it. And when you destroy a tradition, you destroy a culture, and you destroy a people, and you destroy an identity. And this kind of identity politics, I don't mind saying that I believe in. All right, my friends, please, the likes, we ask you to like this. Subscribe to the channel. Like the channel. There's a new video. Mrs. L has a video. I'm going to put this video up right now. Oh, it's beautiful. It's called Permit Me to Scare You. I love this. And this is what happened the other day when somebody said, please don't scare. Let me give you this. Every single link. There we go. I'm going to put this. This is her video. Please subscribe to her. Here is her video. Please subscribe to her and subscribe to her channel and like this. Somebody told me the other day, please don't scare people. Every single day, my YouTube channel is just the unsubs are through the roof. Now, I could very well be people don't like me. Could be. I'm not buying that, but that's okay. Could be. In fact, listen to this. This is one thing. In 2 years, it just 15,500 unsubs.
But also, they don't let you grow.
Yeah, there's no growth here. It's like, you're not going. Now, I'm just saying, I don't know. So that's why I need your help. I don't mind asking you for your help because you've always been there for me and I'll always be there for you. I also want to see you January 14th at the Cutting Room. You have a great day. Thank you so much for being with us. Thanks so much for sharing your morning. Have a great and glorious day. See you tomorrow again. Same bad time, same bad channel, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Until then, remember the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Da-da. Ka-ching.